Yo, I hope it's gonna be okay. I'm scared, Kaya.
You're scared?
Okay, let's do this.
You're scared? Okay, all right.
If we're banned, we're banned.
Yeah,
That's how we roll.
Let's do a little X. Do you want me to take it off? I cannot. I cannot. If you're that concerned, no. If you're that worried about it, I'll hold it. I just had it there because I was like, oh.
I get it.
Fuck it. No. Let's not court controversy. We're too early days. Okay.
But you could show it maybe with your hand in front or.
Nah.
Let's go. Just do it.
I think I was on timing.
I think you're right on the spot with the song. It's amazing.
I think I was. Yes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Crossover Cinema Podcast. We're here reviewing film, cinema, media releases. My name is Carlo.
And I'm Kyle. You already know what it is. This week we are talking about the latest episode of The Penguin, Ep.2, in which a lot kind of went down in just a few key moments, I would say. You have, I would argue, Oswald trying to climb the ladder yet again, but kind of doing it in a horizontal way, realizing he can't vertically go up. So he turns to Sophia Falcone for aid, and while she rejects him initially, after his manipulations and schemes, even though Victor messes up part of it, they figure out what they need to do, partner up. And by the end of this episode, you really get a good understanding that shit hits the fan. It's lit.
Amen, brother. Amen. That
Real
was
talk.
exactly a great resume about what happened. But before we dive in the episode, in my part this week, I think I'm just gonna say, R.I.P. Maggie Smith,
R.I.P.
aka Professor McGonagall, man. Somebody who was very present in every year of around Christmas for me. I don't know you how
I think instrumental
bro.
in a lot of childhoods, and I think everybody has an association with Harry Potter, whether you love it or you just think it's okay. And I think it's one of those things where
a great actress.
Yeah.
She died the same day, bro. The same date as the Dumbledore #1. So it's very interesting that
Really?
I didn't know. I don't know if you know that.
Richard Harris,
a
yeah.
fun fact about that. And they're right now at the 14 death in the Harry Potter area. In reality, they are at 24, but 14 that are known. There's Rogue. There's a lot of character that died. So,
well, it's
yeah,
one of those things. I think it's it comes
Yeah,
at the
it's-
time, and I think when you hear a reboot happening for Harry Potter at the same time in the year that one of the most prolific actors within it passes away, I think it's really telling about the way the business is going and the way everything's kind of flowing. It's really
and we're getting older, man.
Yep.
We're gonna know movies that we knew the actor when they were alive. My mother was saying that, and now we're living that. It's crazy.
110%.
Did you have something interesting happen to you this week?
It wasn't so much interesting as I just started watching Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods, or it's presented by Zack Snyder. Whatever. Point is, I watched most of it. I'm not done. I have a couple episodes left. I think it's pretty solid. Animation wise, I think it's definitely on the cheaper side, but it's well done. And narratively and stuff. Zack Snyder, bro, we get it. Zack, we get it, bro. We get it. You all the glitz and glamour and the slow-mo and the crudeness and I can dig it. It's just I feel at a certain point it's level up a little bit with your intent. And shouts out
Zack Snyder is Zack Snyder, right?
No, but shouts out to the voice actors, though. I gotta say, did a great job. They're doing a great job on it. That's what's really carrying it for me. The acting is really selling the material a lot more than necessarily what the writing is. But yeah, that was my interesting thing this week, 110%. But let's get right to Penguin. Real talk.
Let's dive in.
And I feel what we really need to start with is just I think differences, but also similarities between Sophia and Oswald. It's it's clear that Oswald's more of a schemer and Sophia's more legitimate in terms of how she approaches her things, really more forthright with it. But it's almost like they both have this like shunned quality to them, this thing about them that's not been realized, and this potential that nobody wants to kind of like give them the spotlight for and the chance to prove themselves. And it's interesting to see the way that this episode kind of tees up that alliance that Oswald's been gunning for this entire time, because he knows she really could be the end of him.
Bro, the thing is, I think that we see a lot that so much part that are vulnerable, man. Like with Oswald, with his mother, with Vic, we really see a 3-dimension villain that has all the layers, man. That's where, like, for me, like Sophia right now, I think she's in a vengeance mode. Maybe like it's not a clear path, but yes, they're living like the same kind of vibe, like the same kind of story, but they could meet up at one point. But yeah, I think that Oswald is a bigger like calling. I don't know. It's like a like yeah. I think
like what he wants for himself could be argued to be he sees a bigger calling for himself. The same way that Sophia already envisions herself on the throne of the family. You know,
yeah, exactly. But I think that Sophia, if like she vengeance her brother, I think she's gonna calm down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if she really wants to be the boss that much, but she wanted to be the boss with her brother. But right now that her brother's not there, I don't know. Like at that point, but the Penguin is really in like Penguin mode. I don't know. I really like the fact that like
he's in a full scheming kind of mode.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
ruthless. He's like he's ready to kill anybody that is in his way, and I hate him so much, but I really like the character. It's crazy. I like that. I like that dynamic.
It's the interest that you have in him in all his facets. Like when he's horrible, you're still like engaged. Like I was kind of polarized when he was like when he was maligning Vic. You know what I mean? When he was really just shitting on him, and it was like, dude, like Vic, all Vic wants to do is prove to you that he can be useful, and he's been trying. And you put him in one of the most like intense situations, and you shouted at him because he was caught. Mind you, you've been caught and seen and whatnot, how countless times over the past 2 episodes, and you've got your lovely, you know, sex worker girlfriend to make you feel better at the end of the day. But it's like all Vic's got right now is clearly family issues and things like that. I think it's interesting to see him not kind of have real mercy on Vic. He pulls him out of the pit, but he inflicts that verbal and mental abuse on him to keep him in line. You know,
you see me, I saw him like if he's teaching right now, and that's how he teach. Maybe that's how like not his mother, but how he learned. Maybe somebody did that like that. That's how I felt about him. Like it's a father kind of, I love you, but I need to beat you because I love you. And I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that's what I'm feeling. It's like
that tough love.
It's like that tough love, that maybe that only kind of love he knows, you know?
I think when it comes to Vic, that definitely applies because you see what he wants to mold him into. And someone who's reliable and capable all in his own right. But at the same time, it's like, I think there's this like deft hand that, you know, Oswald won't, you know, have when it comes towards him, and it's unfortunate because I think Vic is such a like interesting character at the end of the day. Like he has so many aspects to him about like he's a native of Gotham. He's a lower class person. He's dealing with the aftermath of Riddler's you know, chaos, and it's interesting to see how Penguin kind of just doesn't really acknowledge that, and like that's just kind of like a background to his like schemes, and it's always about him, and his mom, and I think his mom is that tether for the viewer to like remember that he's still like got this, not a good in him necessarily, but like a
human part, you know,
exactly, the human part.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that on display as much as the scheming and the way he manipulated Sophia this episode or these past 2 episodes it's been really like, I think when she does finally discover that, because I think that's something that they're teeing up really well when he's lying about his mom's you know, death, right? Oh, she died 3 years ago. I had to replay. I was like,
yeah, like, but that's a great scheme at the end. Like he's protecting his family. Everybody thinks that she's dead. Nobody could go after him if something happens. I don't know. Like, you see multiple layers of how villain he is and how far he could go. I really find it interesting, and that's why I like to hate him, because it's a step further of what we expect. And that's my other point about this show. This show is so unexpectable. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, and they really throw you off. That scene with the little knife, I really thought it was going to Vito, and it just switched. And that's where I really understand.
Well, that's the
we
schemer.
could go anywhere with that. Like,
That's the
we
schemer
don't
and
know
the
what's
snake,
gonna happen. Like, that's the multiple cards that's gonna be very interesting with that series. And you said something earlier off cam, but you're right, bro. That's where, like, House of Dragons, Game of Thrones kind of vibe. Like, it's a lot of, like, betrayals, man.
And deceit and betrayal, man. Back to back to back to back, and it's like you're sitting there trying to kind of get a handle on the first thing you see, the first flip of the script, at the beginning of the episode, right? When VD's like, oh, no, you get in the car. You know what I mean? You get in the armored truck. That already right there, that's a whole flip, right? And then later on, you're having him try to go to Sophia, and Sophia rebuffs him straight up. But that plants the seed later for when he finally tees everything up and actually fixes his plan was already messy to begin with. Like, it has, he's all about the in theory part. He's like, on paper, it sounds great. We're going to do it like this. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, Oz. All right.
Yeah, but he's a real salesman, man.
But you can see it in his eyes. They do these really great shots where he's just like, it's just a close up on him. And it's that 1-2, and then bam, he figures out what he's going to do. He brushes, oh, you're a rat. You're a filthy rat. It's like,
but it's
I loved it.
So
I
like
loved
the
it.
comics,
I loved it.
like, yeah.
It really feels like there's a real intent here with what they wanted to depict with Oswald, and really shouts out to the writers on these ones. I know it's a sister who wrote this one. Shouts out to you, sister. I didn't get your name on Twitter, but I'm gonna double check you later. But shouts out, you did a great job, love. You did a great job. It's really something to see. I can't wait to see how they build upon that relationship that they're establishing now between Oz and Sophia. I think that's gonna be the big push. And even to see the Maronis too, like, shouts out again, Sheree Ashladu. You, sis, you come in, you drop the voice, you read the lines amazingly, and then you just go, I'm gonna own this. I'm gonna own this. You turn to your man. You went in Persian. You said a little 1-2. We can make this dog submissive. I love it. Energy, babes. Energy. Yeah, and you love to see it.
Yeah. That, like, when she talks, right away you got, like, those chills, man.
Goosebumps straight up.
But does she talk always like that? Do you know?
That is her natural voice.
It's her natural low
awesome voice. She's like, I first heard her in X-Men The Last Stand was probably the movie I first saw her in, but the one that I really like, the game that I recall, she plays Admiral Rand in Mass Effect 2 and 3, and she's always had that, like, strong raspy voice, that commanding voice. Her role on The Expanse, chef's kiss. But it's really something that it's really cool to see that transposed into the DC universe. And this is just such a good dark, like, it's like, I think this is what, like, I think the realism of the Nolan films is, like, slightly utilized here, but not in a way that makes it feel like it's not a comic book. Like, it's not going for that straight realism. It feels like it's going for that bridge of what film brings in the realness of live action, and then the comic book aspects of it, even the grittiness, like the way that the mafia families are all set up, and the rivalry of it is just lovely to see. I'm really happy to see it.
I feel the comic book kind of vibe too in that part. Like, I don't know, like, even like when everything went down and it didn't work, you felt the kind of, okay, they're going after him. Okay, it didn't work. Oh, boom, we're going on the side. We have that comic book pow 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 kind of vibe sometimes in that series.
That back and forth. But
it's a kind of back and forth that is very effective. Like, we're not playing around stuff, and it's just, oh, this happened, boom, like, he dies, boom, that's it. Like, we're going, like, at a pace that it's a comic book vibe. And I'm not, like, in Batman we had more time with the Riddler and everything.
I think when you have a 2-hour 45-minute movie, you can and not in a negative way, but you can meander a little bit. You can sit around and just gel in the energy, play some Nirvana and have him just be, like, brooding for, like, 5 minutes. It works. You're setting a tone and a vibe up. But I feel like here, there's no plotting. It really is like every single scene is extremely effective and poignant to the narrative and the themes at play, and it's moving the arcs forward. I actually really want to see how everything kind of goes south for Oz soon, because I think it really is. I think he's too high.
Oh no, yeah, nothing's gonna go like he plans. That's what we understand with that episode for sure, man. I cannot see what we don't know too. I think Sophia right now we have a lot, like we know a lot about what she does, but in the future I think that maybe like we're gonna be surprised about moves that we didn't know, and like we're mostly on Oz, so
yeah.
Yeah,
but we know we're balancing between these two leads. It's very clear. The show is not shying away from that, especially in the beginning scenes with Theo Rossi. Shouts out Juice from Sons of Anarchy. He's a great actor. It's interesting to see how they're going to play into that. I think the mental psychosis and distress that she goes through, and showing that over time throughout the series. I think like they're gonna build on that kind of like, cause all these like it's almost like everybody in Gotham is plagued by like terrible nightmares. Batman, like I'm sure Oz has nightmares sometimes. I'm sure that Riddler does, and like they're showing Sophia and her time in Arkham, just like how that shaped.
Oh yeah, they're all very tormented. Like they're all living their depression in the silence and trying to be big and tough in public.
100%.
Classic Gotham.
Honestly, so what are you looking forward to for this rest of the season? These next batch of episodes. What are you looking to see?
I really want to see what's gonna happen with Sophia in the Oz, that's for sure, and how Vic will become who Oz is trying to make him be. I'm not sure he's gonna be able. I'm not sure he's gonna. Yeah, and I'm not sure he's gonna keep the same kind of a way to go. I think he's gonna maybe be influenced by other people. Let's see what's gonna happen. But yeah, that's what I want to see in the next episode. A little bit more of what Vic is gonna try to do to, because I think that's gonna be something that we're gonna see every episode. The end of episode is like the two together every time. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a recurrent thing. Like.
No, I really couldn't agree more. Like, I feel like Vic's role is instrumental in Oz, even being able to like handle all this. He has somebody who is that subordinate, who runs the weight of everything and just takes it all on, regardless. And it's like, I want to see what they go with that, especially. Like, I'm going to preach to the choir, saying the exact same things. I really want to see what they do with the relationship between Sophia and Oz. I think that's going to be extremely instrumental, but I think it's also going to be a war between those two of minds. It's a mental battle always, because as much as Sophia is letting him in, it's almost like now he's even in more danger. We just saw what happened to Castillo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If she wants to flip on you, she can just flip on you. Now that you're more on her radar, you're her partner, she will watch her moves, that so I want to see the way that they play into that. And I'm really looking forward to see the way the Maronis continue to be instrumental in the war of this thing, because I think that they're not going to get done dirty the way that Oz kind of wants them to. At the end of the day, he kind of just wants to use them and then discard them. But I feel
but he's gonna play with the both for sure. And
I feel like that's what's gonna end up. I feel like there's gonna be a lot.
We're even gonna maybe believe at one point that he's gonna be honest, and we're gonna discover that it was all a scheme or something. For sure.
You know how it is with him. He can't help himself.
So right now we're at that part of the episode where I wanted to do that little game like last time. Let's do it really quick.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
So, if it's the first time you're seeing the game, I'm saying a little part of the episode, and you try to know who said that and when did he said that in the episode. The character. You need to give me the character and where did he said that at what moment. Ready? I'm from Crown Point. Easy. Go with the first one. It's easy. That's
that was Vic to I forgot what her name was. The cam girl. He was just telling her about his background and that Gotham's flood hit Crown Point the worst.
I know. I just wanted to go with an easy one. Wanted
easy,
to see if you were listening to the episode. You know what I mean? Okay. The next one. I'm not safe. I'm home.
Oh yeah, Sophia to her therapist right when she was leaving. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not safe," because I'm safe. You're safe here. He's a weird relationship with her. That don't seem. That's not a regular therapist.
You know what happens with therapists, man, in movies and series, bro. It's always a little bit like the same thing, but let's see if this one will be
like the therapist in You. Yes, that's what's giving. It's giving that. All right.
The third one. Whatever crime threw at me, I delivered on. I repeat, whatever crime thrown at me, I delivered on.
That was Oswald to the Maronis. I'm pretty certain.
No, bro, it's when he said it at Vic.
There you go. Look, 2 out of 3 again. Look at that. Boom,
2
boom.
out of 3. At least
I'll
got
take
one
it
every time.
Oh, please. You coming at me with these questions? Why you asking all them questions?
I don't know. I want to know if you know.
You know
I
what?
want to know if people know too. If
I
you guys
definitely
knew already before Kaya, just tell us in the comments. If you like
I
that
definitely need
part,
to
or
brush
if you
up.
don't care for it too, just tell us in the comments. Thank you guys being there. My name is Carlo.
And I'm Kaya, y'all. You already know it's always a pleasure to have you on the Crossover Cinema Podcast. And until next time on the next episode of Penguin Drops, you already know. Peace out, y'all. Ciao.